How's the coffee?
So good. How's boots with a zip?
Oh my God, boots with a zip are a game changer.
How good
Is
our home on wheels?
our home on wheels.
You better just run for your life.
This is for you guys. Max is making me wear this GoPro on my head. Thanks, babe. Good luck.
So behind us, guys, we have our new project, and it's going to be our new home.
We bought a van.
It's an Iveco Daily 2010. It's done 176,000 Ks.
It was really important for us to get a van that was long wheelbase and also something with low kilometres.
A bit of a backstory with us and camper vans. Our first time we went off on a road trip in a camper van was in America back in 2010? No, 2015.
Yeah, there was me.
Didn't even know M in 2010.
One of my girlfriends and 5 boys.
So there was 8 of us guys, and we hired this massive Ford F650 camper van, and we drove from LA all the way to Miami, and that was our first experience of van life. And then since then we've had another camper van when we were in New Zealand a couple of years ago, and that was like really nice because it was me and Em, and that was a bit of a luxury sort of van, and we absolutely loved the idea of van life.
And waking up across from lakes and beaches and being able to go pretty much anywhere.
Exactly. You can stay in like these nice places, but usually they're nowhere near the national parks or like the beautiful, you know, landscapes, and having the joy of opening the doors of your van and being right there amongst the wilderness is just, it's just incredible.
And being able to see the stars right from your roof.
So, and then after that we've had a few more. Em's mum, she bought a van, and we took that around
The southwest?
around the southwest of Western Australia just after the COVID restrictions lifted last year. In my eyes, that was probably the turning point, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's when we actually started looking at like hashtag van life and really sort of looking at vans. Obviously with travel restrictions and people not being able to travel overseas, we've been traveling a lot around Australia the last, say, year now. And we've done WA, and then we did South Australia, and we've just come back from Tasmania. And in South Australia, also in Tasmania, we had a van. We were renting a van through Apollo. And then we come back home, and then we're just like, you know what? Let's just have a look for our own van.
We really liked it, and we really loved the content that we were creating as well with our travels and on the road and the adventure side of it and waking up on the beach. So we were having a look down here, and we actually found this beauty.
So we are actually on our way to go look at a van.
And here it is.
Pretty good, I think.
Yeah?
Okay.
All right, guys, so we've just picked up the transfer papers and the new keys. So we've got a new vehicle, and that is it.
This was the best buy that we had seen, so like, it's now or never, really. YOLO.
Yeah, we pounced on it pretty quick. Like from the time that we saw the van to the time we purchased it was only like I think 2 days.
But let's go take you guys for a closer look.
We'll show you exactly what the van is inside and everything else, and what we're going to do to it.
So I'm going to give you a run through of the van. So this Iveco Daily, we wanted a long wheel-based van so that we could have enough room to fit comfortably a shower and toilet. We also wanted a high roof so that we could stand comfortably because, you know, we're so tall and all. No, but just so that we had a lot of room and headspace. We didn't want something that was going to be the size of a coaster or a bus.
Yeah, too big.
For this build. So
We'll start off medium.
yeah, exactly. We're going to put a window here. So obviously that comes later, but we'll give you a run through.
Yeah.
So it's about 7 meters long.
Yeah.
And then the space inside from the back of the driver's seat to the back is 5 meters. So you've got a fair bit of room to play with.
And it's just under, I think it's like 2.9 something meters high.
Yeah.
So this is definitely not going through the McDonald's drive-through. But another good selling point, guys, which I liked, is it's got double wheels.
Yeah.
And especially when we've built the van inside, it gets quite heavy, and you know, we're going to have top cabinets and sort of like a lot of weight that's not going to be centered or on the bottom, so it's going to definitely add stability.
Yeah, and it's quite strong, so you don't have to worry about if you ever go on gravel that, you know, the chances of having an accident, because it can hold a lot of the weight. So let's go to the front. Watch this plant.
You see the spikes? This got me good yesterday. Oh yeah. Okay, so there's the badge. 50C18. Under the hood, guys, we have
turbojet, 390 horsepower. We're talking some fucking muscle.
a 6-speed automatic transmission, and this is a 3-litre turbo diesel pumping out a whopping 170 kilowatts of power.
Impressive, I know.
No, that's not impressive.
Whew. Sounds like this can go very fast.
It's got central locking. The curb weight is like 2.4 tonne. It's a 3-seater. We are debating whether or not to take this double seat out and put a single seat in, and then we're going to get maybe swivel seats. So say if this was a single, we could swivel this around like we've had on other vans that we've hired, and it just opens up that space a bit more, and you know, you can have a table, or you can have someone sitting here and other people sitting in the back. And they had heaps of inquiries too, like we were so lucky.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
We were looking, for instance, another van like this with double the amount of Ks, and it was 1 year older, was $10,000 more over in Queensland. So we got a pretty good deal. And mechanically, it is running so good. It's purring like a kitten. So this is the exciting part. All right, so do you want to do this, Em? Em knows more about it than me, so Em can do the...
See? Look, so much room, you can have a party. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
So guys, our plan is to have a stripper pole here
Yes.
in the middle, and then we're
Bathtub.
gonna have a jacuzzi or the hot tub out the back there, and then
Cellar
we're gonna
door.
have a long highlight window, and then we're just gonna have bar stools, and there's probably gonna be about 3 or 4 different beers on tap.
And that's Max's bed. So you can see the high roof, it adds a lot more room. You don't have to worry about
Whoa.
bending down.
Look at all that clearance.
Yeah.
Like birds can fly above your head.
So these old walls, they're going to be coming out.
Yeah.
The walls are coming out. The old flooring's coming out.
Yeah.
The partition walls coming out.
Yeah.
And our
So previous owner, they had a business, so they had an air conditioning business, and they bought this van from new, and they only used this as like a work van, and all it was used for was to cart air conditioners to and from their jobs. So it's like, you know, it's in pretty good nick. There's no rust. There's like a tiny few speckles on the roof, and that's it. But we haven't lifted out the carpet and the floor yet, so fingers crossed there's no rust.
surface rust, a bit of, you know, sandpaper spray, primer.
Yeah.
You know, you can fix it. So we're hoping that it's not too bad. And we'll probably keep a lot of these for templates of floor, because it's perfect.
Well, it's all MDF, so it's good as a template, but it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not as good as actual plywood, because MDF, it's like factory stuff, and if it gets wet, it expands, and it's not the
So
best.
do you guys want to see the plan of what I'm planning for this?
Go.
So when you walk up, I want to utilize this square space here. So this is where we plan on putting a shower and the toilet. Just
Nice.
so that it's not sticking out too far on the sides here, we can keep this as open as we can. So we're thinking a shower toilet here, and then we're going to have kitchen benches on both sides.
Yep.
We don't really need to have this big space here for the door.
So the door's so wide, but you don't need that much space for a door entry.
We'll utilize this space here, and a bit of the kitchen bench will come out, and then we can have like a fold out bench here. So if you're sitting outside, you know, you can put your beers and wine and whatnot on there. And then it was really important for us to have a space that we could work comfortably, especially because we have so much laptops and camera gear. So it was a hard decision, but we went with a non-fixed bed design.
That
So-
was the hardest decision, guys. That
it
was like, honestly, for about a week, we were like, tossing up, like saying yes, fixed bed, non-fixed bed.
I'll meet you at the back.
Okay, I'm coming around.
Welcome. So we were umming and ahhing. We could have a fixed bed and a little workspace, but we actually need a really big workspace, and we're not too fussed about packing things up and packing it away, because we would like to have the space also to have 6 people sit in here, have a drink, pull up at the beach, have people in here, working space. And if we decide to obviously have the bed packed up and not folded, then we can. So we're going to have your seats here and your movable dining table, and then this will fold down.
So a
to
lagoon
the
table, guys. We're gonna have bench seats either side. Obviously, one side is probably going to be like our control center with our batteries and everything. Yeah, lagoon seat where we can take that on and off.
Wait.
And then
Max will be doing this, and I'll be doing this. Yeah, so that the adjustable lagoon seat.
no, the table.
The adjustable lagoon table will fold down onto a bed, and we'll have cabinets over here, windows, but we'll get to that as we start building them. First step, coffee, done. Second step, remove. Third step, clean.
I'm up for anything.
Biggest piece of sheeting of the wall, it's off.
Did you leave a screw? Nah, nice. We've taken all the MDF side panels off, and there was a shitload of screws,
There's still some that I can't get out.
we're gonna have to put some primer in all these holes, but there's no rust, guys. The paint job is good. It's a little bit dusty, but
There's always one. At least there's not massive holes or anything in it, or big rust spots. Nothing that, normal vans don't have.
there's one screw that is being really stubborn. All the ways we could do it, we could like try and chisel it out, but that's pretty brutal. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the grinder and I'm gonna make a slit, and then hopefully we can screw it out with a flathead screwdriver. Alright, so when you're using grinders, make sure you've got earmuffs, because over time that will definitely damage your ears. That's over 110 decibels.
Wow.
So yeah, definitely if you have got earmuffs or earplugs. So what I've done, I've made a slit and I've got a flathead screwdriver, and now we
it's coming.
screw that last one out.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey! Walls have been out! Come and high five me. We did it! We did one day out of thousands. Straight into it. I don't think we ate till maybe lunchtime. We've only had one meal today.
Yeah.
So today we stripped the walls, we stripped the floor, we realised what we're in for with the hundreds of bullet holes in the ground. We got the partition wall off. We were expecting it to be a lot worse, because obviously we couldn't see the extent of anything underneath.
Yeah, when we lifted up the floor, I was really expecting a lot of rust, but there was no, besides the fact there was heaps of holes from the screws, like hundreds, there was no rust. Well, there was one tiny bit, like at the very, very back where the door hinge is, but that's it, and it's only surface rust.
Yeah. The next step is to finish the floor, so we will buff out the rust, put on like a
I'm gonna put a wire wheel on a drill, wire brush every single hole, feather it out and get it down to bare metal, and then
we use a rust paint.
Are the cops after you?
Yeah. These guns. That grew today after all the work.
When we thought of getting a van and doing a van build, like it sounds like a good idea, but it's only like now when we've like dug our heels in and done so much research on what to do and how to do it. The learning curve is so steep, and just every spare minute that we get, we're just learning about, you know, how to do this, how to like, you know, treat rust, how to put a floor in, how to sound deaden, you know.
Installation, yeah, the list goes on.
So, we're gonna give it a red hot crack. Oh, that's
my
me.
alarm.
Is it? No, I'm getting, someone's ringing me. Oh, it's my mate who asked about the sound.
Alright, I'm gonna go.
Do they look a bit rusty, do they?
Because I'm going to put a floor in, and then that's probably the last time I'm ever going to see that floor. So I want to do it right, you know?
Yeah. Look, well, to do it right, it'd be welding them all up and painting the whole floor out, but... Well, mate, I'll leave you to it, bud.
Awesome, man.
All good, mate.
See you, Simo. Take care. See you, buddy. Bye.
See ya.
So that's my mate, Simo. He's actually bodybuilder and automotive spray painter. A few videos of all the holes that we've got in our van once we lifted up the subfloor, and he rang me back and he got back to me and he told me what to do. So cheers. So that wraps up day one. Em's gone. She's got to go and see her mum and her dad real quickly, but she's coming back. But I'm absolutely knackered. I'm gonna go get a drink of water and something to eat. So we'll see you on the next episode, guys. If you're not following, hit subscribe and come check out this van build that we're gonna do. We've just started, so we're so excited to do so much stuff. We're so excited to learn new things, and once it's built, we can't wait to take it out. So yeah, follow along the journey, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.